So Chris comes in, and he was a roofer. This is in Orlando. You know, he's out in the heat all day, and he comes in really bad low back pain. It's, you know, no real major health issues. He has really bad low back pain, and he's taking 12 Advil a day. And so he comes in, and he comes to the doctor's report. It's one of the first doctor's reports I got to do. And Chris is sitting there, and then he comes through, and he goes through the process, and of course, re-exam number 1 and 2 comes around, his back pain's gone, he's off all his Advil, and we're all happy, right? And then, so everything's going good. Chris is doing good, he looks good. One day he comes into the office and he says, Dr. Bryant, can I talk to you alone? I said, sure, yeah, what could it be? So I take him into the exam room, and he says to me, listen, I want to kill myself. And I don't understand what he's saying at first, because the guy who was there a week ago is not this guy. So I said, and you know, granted too, I'm literally a few months out of school, so this stuff doesn't happen. But do you guys remember, what do you ask a patient? This is from school, actually. What do you ask a patient when they tell you they're going to commit suicide?
Have you tried yet?
Not quite.
You decided how?
How are you going to do it? That's the first question you're supposed to ask. Why do you ask that?
Do you have a plan?
They have a plan, they're serious, right? So Chris has a plan. He has the gun, he has the shed he's going to go in, and he has the plan. And he's going to do this. So I don't know what to do, really. So I asked, well, Chris, what happened? You were doing great, you came in for back pain, now you're off Advil. He says, he goes, I go, what changed in your life? What did you do? He said, well, I stopped drinking. I said, oh, okay. And you got off the Advil, yeah, and I stopped smoking weed, and I stopped doing the drugs. So what were you doing, you know? It's like, it was, you know, little recreational drugs here and there. I drank every night. I smoked marijuana every day. And I said, and when did you, and he said, I started eating better. I said, so when did this all happen? He said, no, I just stopped. So I said, okay, there's a possibility here that you're probably going through some detox and your body, your chemistry's all out of whack. How long have you been doing this? For years. So I said, Chris, okay, this is not good that you feel like this, but I'm optimistic that you're going to come out of this when your body chemistry regulates and your body gets used to not being on all these chemicals all the time. So I said, well, why did you do this? And he said, when I came to the doctor's report and you taught us about how this was about more than just my spine, and it was about how my body functioned, and how if I was healthier, how I could be a better person. He said, I realized that my wife, the guy I was being when I went home and I drank and I was on drugs, was affecting my relationship with my wife, and more so with my children. And so the reason I tell this story is because I realized that what changes people's lives with what we do is not the adjustment. It's the philosophy, it's the principle. And they don't have to wait until the end of their care plan to get it. And actually, they get it right away. So the important thing here is that when you have a patient come in, a more important thing to realize is not that this is my 50th new patient or my 100th new patient. This is this person's maybe one and only opportunity to change their life. It's your one opportunity, potentially, to change their whole perspective on health and life, on everything. It's not about just pain. It's not about just, you guys obviously know that, not even about just health. This guy wanted to be a better father, right? That's what motivated him. That was his why. So it's your one opportunity. It's our one opportunity. And so it didn't just change his life, but it changed the interactions of every person he had with for the rest of their lives. So it changed his interactions with his children for the rest of their lives. It changed every interaction those children had with every other person they'll ever interact with for the rest of their lives. So it's a ripple effect. One day, one moment in front of one patient can change history. Okay, so this is the continuation of the Chris story. So one day, doing my thing, and have you guys ever had a moment where whatever happened to that patient?
Yeah.
This guy, who basically changed my life, as much as this process changed his life, I totally forgot about him. And one day he's gone. You wake up and he's gone. Where the heck did he go? And you go look in his file, And there's some kind of documentation, sort of, that he might have missed some visits, and then nowhere. So he's completely gone. And the system is involved into much more than just billing at this point. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it at this point. There's documentation, there's scheduling, there's a lot more to the system. It's actually become a full-fledged patient relationship management system.